All right, it is 7:02, and I will call this Barre City Development Review Board to order this Thursday, December 5th. DRB members present are myself, Sarah, Katrina, Krista, Jamie is online, Linda and Kendall are online, and Colin is online. And who is logged in with AJ? Is that an applicant or somebody I should know but don't?
I don't know.
Nope, sorry. I'm just an observer. From
Okay.
Bay City.
And your name?
My name is AJ Jones.
Thank you.
I'm from Ward 3.
Okay. All right, so the agenda is available online. And let me back up. We have one board member absent, Liz Turner, who's not here. There's copies of the agenda in the back of the room. The meeting has been publicly posted and is being recorded and subject to open meeting law and the DRB's rules of procedure. I would like to welcome everyone who is joining us tonight and remind anyone joining online, please remain muted until called upon to speak. Also, that the chat function should only be used for technical issues or difficulties, and the city offers online access as a convenience, and we will continue the meeting if any difficulties occur. Whether you're online or in the room, please raise your hand to be recognized. And Liz has joined us. Yay.
Hi. Snowy out there.
A little bit. Those in the room will be called upon to come forward and speak into the microphone so everyone on the recording can hear you. And if you have any questions on procedure or process, please ask and we will get it all sorted out. And I'd like to thank everyone in advance for participating in a civil and respectful way. So that takes us to the next item on the agenda, which is the adjustments to the agenda. Are there any adjustments? I would like to make one minor adjustment, and that is between items 6 and 7, adding in just kind of bringing up the date and time of the next meeting, the next board hearing, and make that a standing item on subsequent agendas. So that will list when the next meeting will be for everybody. All right. There are no other adjustments. We'll go on to visitors and communication. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on anything that is not on our agenda tonight? Hearing none. That takes us to old business. So we would start with the consideration of minutes from the November 7, 2024 hearing. And I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion by Liz, second by Krista to approve the minutes from last month's hearing. Any discussion?
Notice a typo on the second page.
Okay, we have a typo on the second page.
There's, in the bullet points where it's talking about different folks speaking, it's Jay Alden in the first bullet point and then Jay Aiden in the third bullet point.
Thank you.
I have a small one also on the second bullet point. It might not be a typo, but it's more kind of awkward. This is a great location in the downtown, and I would take Ann to be there out and say, this is a great location in the downtown for local clientele.
Second, just above that.
So that's page 2, the bullet
Yes.
point above the one we were just speaking to. So second
I'm
bullet
sorry,
point.
yeah.
Yep, so just removing the words "and to be there."
Yep. I just think it makes it a little less clunky.
I agree.
Minor thing.
Katrina?
Also on page 2, just below Chair Hellman asked each question. The next thing where Katrina asked whether exterior doors are wider. And the sentence ends with a question mark rather than a period. Not exactly a big deal.
It's the public record.
The permanent record.
Has to be accurate and official and professional looking, I guess. The one I had was on page 3. The title underlined for 0 seminary and 0 Campbell should be 1 Campbell, as it is in all the other spots. Any other?
Well, at the bottom of that page, on 3, the third bullet up refers to 0 Seminary Street and 0 Campbell Place.
Perfect. Thank you. I thought I had found all of them, but I guess not. Appreciate that. Any other discussion points on the minutes? So I would ask the maker of the motion if those edits are friendly amendments,
They're friendly.
and the seconder.
Yes.
Okay, so we have motion and a second to approve the minutes with the made adjustments. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Kendall?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Sorry, you had to wait.
Wait.
I'm muted.
Yeah,
Raise your hand.
we can do we'll do raising hands in the future too. All right, so the minutes have been approved. That brings us to the consideration of the decisions from the November 7, 2024 hearings. The first decision is from 18 South Main Street. I would entertain a motion regarding that.
I make a motion to approve the decision for 18 South Main Street.
And I will second that.
We've got a motion by Krista, second by, give it to Katrina, to approve the decision for 18 South Main Street. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that has been approved. The second decision is for 0 Seminary and 1 Campbell. I would entertain a motion regarding this.
I'll make a motion to accept them as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
We've got a motion by Jamie, second by Liz, to approve the decision for 0 Seminary and 1 Campbell. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Any opposed? Were you an aye, Linda, or? Linda, were you an aye?
Yes.
Okay, I just couldn't see your hand, so I just wanted to make sure. So that has also been approved unanimously. All right, that takes us to new business. Our first hearing tonight is for Monty Properties LLC, 59 Summer Street. I would like to poll the board members to see if there was any ex parte communication regarding this application.
No.
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Before we start the hearing, for the applicant, you'll see that we have less than a full board present.
We're short one.
We're short one board person. It's vacant. In order to achieve a positive outcome for your application, you need at least 5 votes in the affirmative for approval. If there are less than 5, it will not pass. You have the opportunity to postpone your hearing to the next regularly scheduled hearing if you choose, or you can choose to proceed. Who is here presenting on that? Okay, would you like to proceed? Sure.
Yes, I would like to proceed.
Okay.
But out of curiosity, is there any time frame for the vacant position to be filled?
Whoever wants to apply is welcome to apply.
You can fill out an application.
Conflicted, sorry.
That's okay. Applications for vacant board positions would go to the city manager. So, is there a motion? I would entertain a motion to begin the hearing for 59 Summer Street.
I'll make a motion to enter into the Monty Properties, 59 Summer Street hearing.
Is there a second?
I will gladly second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Krista and seconded by Katrina to begin the hearing for 59 Summer Street. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
And we will now, the hearing for 59 Summer Street will now be called to order at 7:13. Whoever will be speaking tonight must be signed in on the sign-in sheet at the entrance of the room. Anyone who would like to speak to this application, whether it's questions or presenting the application, we will need to swear you in. I'm sorry, your name? Mike Monty. Is there anybody else that will be speaking on this particular application for 59 Summer Street? I'm looking at AJ and Lisa. Either of you speaking on this application?
Guess not.
Hearing nothing,
No, Sarah, I'm not. Sorry. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm not.
All right, so I will proceed then, and if you want to stand and I will swear you in. Please raise your right hand and answer. The testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, and your name for the record is?
Michael Monty.
Michael Monty, thank you. When you're ready, go ahead and present your application. The board has the packet that was provided, but you're welcome to add anything to that.
So yes, the packet that I received, or that I pulled online, all in black and white.
Can I just get you to speak into that microphone so that the folks online can hear you? Yeah, it'll move towards you.
The packet that I pulled from the city website was all in black and white.
We have it in color.
You do have it in color? Okay, because I bought a couple of color copies, because it's a little bit weird what I'm trying to do here. So, to back up a little bit, the property was purchased in 1968 by my grandfather and father, with a law office on the corner, and 59 Summer Street is a small rental property. I'm done being a landlord. Unfortunately, it is only 7,840 square feet. I need 8,000 to subdivide. So I basically need a waiver to allow 59 Summer to be subdivided away and sold, to keep it in circulation and habitability in Berry City. So I tried to draw the line to give 59 as much land as I could, while meeting setbacks. And historically, the space between the office and the little house has been used by the little house for parking. It's paved, it's their parking space. So when you add that to the 59, you do actually end up meeting the 3,600 minimum if you're willing to give me a 10% waiver on the 4,000 I need. So that's basically what I'm trying to do here. Not adding any structures or any changes to anything, basically just to subdivide the properties.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that covers it, unless anybody has questions.
Okay, yep, we're just gonna go around and have board members answer questions. I'm gonna start with folks online. We'll start with Colin.
Would you mind coming back to me? I'm still trying to work through
No
some
problem.
thoughts I have.
Jamie?
Thank you.
Yeah, I have some questions about snow removal. It's not very clear where you would put snow when you're clearing it.
In the past, they would back drag from between office and the former St. Jean building, pull it back onto, or near West Street, and then push it along West Street and pile it along Summer Street. Lately, I've been using the same plow person that St. Monica's uses, and he's gotten permission with them, and the big mound that St. Monica's pushes there, they've been doing that with permission. But prior to that, when the St. Jean apartment building and the St. Jean Club were both located right along the line, they just dragged it across the West Street side, because that's all my parking area, and pushed it on the Summer Street lawn area.
Thank you.
Front of the house there.
There really is no way for Lot 2 to do anything with snow. I don't think it's wide enough between the structure on 59 and our property line to try and push it all the way back. So that's always just been something that we've just, and you can't turn the corner between 59 and 61. Well, I suppose if you swung way out onto now St. Monica's property, you could push that. And the snow in the area between the buildings could wind up on the 59 lawn area. You'd have to cross St. Monica's property to get that angle with the plow.
Just for clarification, you're referring to the office building in the front as 59?
No, the office is 61.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, I see where it is now.
In my mind, it's always the office and the little house. I mean, since I was a kid, that's what they called them. But I guess officially it's 59 and 61.
Okay. Did you have any other questions, Jamie?
No, thank you very much.
Linda?
Yes, I just wondered what part of the land that you were going to give up to allow more space with the little house. Where part of that property is it going to be expanded onto?
Between the two buildings, on the back of the office, there's a small rectangle with an X right next to where I've labeled 5 feet. That's a little porch. That's the back porch. And then the red dotted line that runs from left to right between the buildings, basically, the little house would have the ability to use everything right up to my back porch. Technically, I've got to have 8 feet of separation from the porch for a lot line, but usability, they've always used right up to the porch.
Anything else, Linda?
Let me just a minute. I think I had another thing started. Okay, I guess it says any specific changes required in the final subdivision plan, and then it said a formal plan will need to be submitted if sketch is approved with conditions changes to the preliminary sketch plan. How does that happen, and when does it happen, and who does it go to?
So my plan was to make sure this concept is okay with the board and get my sketch approved before I paid Chase and Chase thousands of dollars to come over and do a survey and a formal application. I'd have to do wastewater stuff with the state too. But before I start that, I just wanted to make sure that this was even agreeable.
Okay, thank you.
Jamie, I want to come back to you. Kendall?
I have no questions.
Okay, Colin?
Yeah, I got a few questions. And forgive me here, I both when I looked at this map initially and then reviewed it again before the meeting tonight, I'm having trouble quite understanding it. If I'm standing on Summer Street looking at the two buildings, the current driveway and then proposed right-of-way access to lot 2 is off of West Street and runs along basically directly along the backside of the office. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the historical usage.
Okay.
Would-
And there's something labeled water line and access easement to lot 1. Is that an existing water line?
Yeah, if you look at 61, I've got a wraparound porch that's
Yeah.
kind of fenced in area, and my water line is right at the corner of the building there. So
Okay.
if I ever had to work on that, I would need access to that little area where I jagged down again to give more land to lot 2. I would
Sure.
need, my water line's probably in there.
Okay, and that jag is really there just because of the setbacks that are required elsewhere.
Yeah, I
Okay.
give them more land, but it's too close to my building, so.
Yeah, that's fine. And are there separate water and sewer service from city service to each building, or are they tied in together in some way?
They are separate.
Okay. The easement that you're proposing to give between 59 and 61, specifically up to that small, I'm assuming it's a small entry porch labeled 5 feet. Traditionally, historically, what has that been used for? Parking, recreation, storage, what?
That area between the two buildings has always been parking for the Little House.
Okay.
Although in the winter, it is a metal roof that slopes in that direction, so they tend to park either next to the office where their access easement is, or even back in the 8-foot setback from the property line in the back of 59.
Okay. And parking for the law office is where exactly?
Right where it says Lot 1, 46.7 square feet, that is a paved parking lot.
Okay. And historically, any activities associated with a law office, I'm thinking parking, or I'm sure there's not much outdoor activities associated with a law office, but the law office hasn't used the existing driveway and proposed right-of-way to 59 for anything?
When I first started working there, back in 91, I guess, we had more staff, and I always did park my car. I tucked it right up against the office building there. But right now, it's just me and sometimes one assistant, so we'd never fill that front lot. So
Okay.
it's probably been years since the office has used that access area.
Okay. And then another question I have about future plans, you state you want to get the subdivision completed, do whatever else you need to do, and eventually sell the Little House, or 59. Just curious, I'm sure that surveys, state wastewater permitting, another form application is all going to take time. Is your plan basically essentially immediately, once you've gotten the go-ahead, to go ahead and sell that property as is?
Yeah, once I have permits on the hand, it'll hit the market the next day.
Okay. And just to confirm, it's currently vacant?
It is currently vacant. It took some doing, but the last tenant left July 1st.
Sure. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Katrina?
I admit I'm a little confused looking at this map, because it's got a lot of lines on it and
Yeah.
stuff. But in looking at this photograph that you have, this gravel area, is that part of 59, or where?
That is now owned by St. Monica's, or the trust that owns St. Monica's. That historically was a 6-unit apartment building. On the survey, you can see the side of a building and everything. The church, when St. Jean Club gave the building to them, they ran it as rental for a while and then were overwhelmed by a dilapidated building, and the church didn't want to be a landlord, so they tore it down.
Yeah, so
The gravel area is owned by the church.
that's all I wanted to know. It's a little confusing on this map, because there's a number 59 written on here, as opposed to, you're talking about lot 2, 59 here.
So where it says 59, that square is the actual footprint of the building. And then,
I'm confused. I got 59 here, and that looks like,
This is the house, so this view here is here.
yeah.
So that's the little house right here, 59.
Well, there seems to be a lot of gravel before the little house. Okay, I got it.
Right, but
I
that's.
see. Oh, the
that's
gravel
this
is
line.
here. Okay. The gravel is here.
Backside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grass. Gravel.
Did you have more questions?
No, I'm just going to sit here confused.
Krista?
I do not have any.
I'm just curious, so the 4,779 square foot with 2 easements, that's the use easement along the property line and then the right of way? That's those 2
Yes.
square area, or square foot plus the, okay, that was it. I was also grappling with the map.
yeah, I got about 400 square feet from the 413 on the use easement, and then another, it was actually 1,000 feet, because it is a pretty far travel up the property line to
Yep.
get there.
That was my only question.
Jamie, did you have any other questions? You're still muted.
Sorry, Colin had asked the one I had, which was about the easements.
Perfect. Any other questions from the board? All right, hearing none. So we will go into, thank you for your presentation. We'll go into a deliberative session and make a decision, which will be voted on later on in the meeting. You're welcome to call Michelle, our permit administrator, in the morning to hear of our decision, but you will also receive a written decision within 2 weeks.
And is the recording posted?
It will be,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
That's the other way you can go right to the end, and that will be our decision. Yeah, so either way, you can do that, or you can call Michelle. I don't know when that gets posted. Do you know? So it might be better off just to call Michelle in the morning, whichever is fine. I don't care. So I would entertain a motion to close this hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Motion by Liz, second by Colin to close this hearing. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
And this motion is closed at 7:30. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right, moving on to our next agenda item. Let me reorganize my space here. Not gonna lie, Kendall, I like having this extra space.
Okay, I was just reading it wrong.
Okay. All right, so. Wrong way. Our next agenda item would be Barron Properties LLP 10 Brook Street, seeking conditional use approval in the Historic Overlay District, Special Flood Hazard Area, AE Floodway, and MU1 zoning district.
I will make a motion to enter into the hearing for 10 Brook Street.
All right, do we have a second?
I think that.
A motion by Krista, second by Kendall, to begin the hearing for 10 Brook Street. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
And we will begin this hearing at 7:32. I would skipped a section here, hold on.
Yes, that's my fault.
Okay, was there, I'm polling the board members to see if there was any ex parte communication regarding this application.
Nope.
Perfect, that is all, thank you. All right, so, okay. Your name, sir?
Casey Harrington.
Casey Harrington, I wanted to let you know that before we start this hearing, we have less than a full board. We're one vacant position down. You have the option to postpone this hearing in order to greaten your chances for 5 votes in the approval.
Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm going to proceed forward.
Perfect. All right, is there anyone else that will be speaking on this hearing this evening?
Perhaps on Zoom?
Specifically asking Lisa and AJ, or if you're just here to listen?
Here to listen.
Hi, Sarah. I'm here to listen as well.
Perfect. I love that. Thanks so much for being here. All right, so if you would please raise your right hand and answer. The testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, I would offer you the opportunity to present your application. The board has been provided with the materials that you submitted in color, and you're welcome to add anything to that.
Okay. Brief background. It's the church on the corner of 10 Brook Street. Beverage Baron uses that property as overflow from our business. We don't conduct actual business in there, but we do store a lot of stuff in there. We actually had a problem with homeless people on the vestibule area by the bridge. So we had to put a door to block that off. In doing so, it makes it hard to get around the corner. So that used to be a repair shop, and there was an overhead door in it way back, late 70s, early 80s. So I did not realize I needed a permit, and we opened that opening back up and put the garage door in. And hindsight, I was informed that I did need a permit, so I do apologize for that, obviously. But as far as the historical portion of the building, if you read into it, it's mostly the columns in the granite front. This door that was put in, like I said, there was a door there before. It was covered up. We put it back. It's actually in the addition part of the church that, like I said, I think it was boat and motorcycle sales and repair shop. And that's all I have. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
So you're saying that where the garage door is now used to be a door,
Yeah, that used to be a repair shop there. And they sold motorcycles and.
but it was like a regular door, not an overhead door?
No, it was an
Oh.
overhead door, but it was when the second church came in there, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure who covered it up, but they covered it up with some clapboard siding, but the header and everything was still in there, and where the concrete jogs, we only needed to chip a little concrete out. So that's kind of why it led us to do that, because it was kind of an easy fix to our problem, or what we perceived to be an easy fix at the time.
All right, well, we'll go around and if anybody has questions, we'll start in-person folks? Katrina?
I have no questions.
Krista?
I do, but it might be because of how small the pictures are. So the picture we have from August of 2023, you were saying that there was a door there, but it looks like there might have been a window there?
Yeah, there was. They covered it up. They covered the door up. They put a window. They put 2 windows in.
Okay,
But on the inside, you could see that there was still a header in there.
okay,
I mean, it wasn't, you couldn't see it from the outside, basically.
okay.
And I'm sorry, because I haven't seen those pictures. I should have looked at them, but.
Yeah, it just
They're
looks like
very
there's a
tiny.
window. Yeah,
But yeah, it sounds like those were the pictures that I submitted.
okay.
Yep.
I'll give you.
I have no other questions.
Liz?
Yeah, I'm curious what, because the picture is so tiny and I didn't get a chance to drive by and take a look at it, I'm curious what the garage door is made out of now? Is it just,
I went with gray just to kind of blend in, and it's just, there's no windows in it or anything. It's non, it doesn't, it's not like a colonial look. There's no look to it. I went with something that is as basic as possible. It's flat like that wall, and it's gray because it blends in with the rest of the building.
got it. I'm curious, and I'm just curious if you have records of the previous like garage door process, if they got.
I do not, and we didn't own the building at the time.
Yeah.
I was told that it was a repair shop.
Yeah.
And
It was
my
obvious.
carpenter found the header in there.
Yeah.
And you could see where the concrete jogged.
Yeah.
So, and actually the door's not in the exact same location. I think it was in a bigger door. We moved it a little bit because we wanted to keep that one window in there.
Yeah,
And
got
not
it.
take that out.
And then my other question is if you considered or if there would be an option to put it on the opposite side of the building, sort of, I saw there was that little kind of alleyway back there.
The alleyway between the 2 buildings?
Between the Beverage Baron and the
Yeah,
addition.
the problem there is the way there wasn't a door in there before, so we would have had to reframe the whole thing.
Yep.
But if I put it in there, the foundation, it actually, from grade, that would be about that high in the air.
Oh, got it, okay.
So we would have to build something, and when the brook floods, it comes right between those 2 buildings. And anything that, I think that, even if you put a post in there or something, I think it would take it out, because it's pretty strong force through there.
Those are all my
And
questions.
the other nice thing about this particular space that we use is it actually hasn't been flooded. It's higher up than a lot of the spaces around there. The church portion of it, we don't have heat over there since the flood. Our entire heating system got taken out, so we're not really using that portion at all right now.
Got it. And I guess one more question. So you're just using that, you're like hand trucking stuff over there and back, you're not like backing
and
trucks up
putting
there?
all sorts of stuff in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's no curb cut on the sidewalk there, right? Okay.
Not asking for one,
Right.
it wouldn't make sense it's not like we're driving in and out of there with trucks or something. It's specifically convenience. And if you can almost see the little gray door in that vestibule to the far right by the bridge.
Yeah.
And it used to be much easier to get in there, but people were living in there, so we had to put that door on there, so it makes it, you can't go around that right angle, so that's what I have.
All right.
All right, Kendall?
I have no questions.
Linda?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about this. It's in respect to the staff reports. In several areas, it said more discovery is needed. And in number 12, regarding the traffic generated, the applicant proposes that this will not create any new congestion or conditions in the vicinity. Not sure what was done prior to using the basement. This may not change depending on response. I'm confused by that.
You want me to answer?
Sure.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, the use hasn't changed. We've always used that building the exact same way. Nothing's changing there. The only change is it's easier access for us. That's it. Not asking for a change of use or anything.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jamie?
Yeah, I know we addressed the curb cut a little bit, but I'm trying to understand how things are getting in and out of that property. Are you having to park beside the curb cut and go in and out? How many trucks? Like, kind of just trying to understand what it looks like on a day-to-day basis of getting stuff in and out of this property.
If most of the time we're using the U-bolt dollies to bring stuff in, but if I'm bringing stuff in my truck, I would just pull up to the curb and go in the door, like I always have. Like I
And you
said.
can do that in the winter? I'm sorry.
What's that?
Can you use those U-boats in the winter too?
Yeah, I can use it. We've used it. It's very seldom that we go in there. Most of the time we go in there in the spring and in the fall. You know, sometimes we might go in there, I don't know, during the winter, maybe once every 2 weeks or something. There's no heat in there right now. So, like I said, the traffic hasn't changed. The use hasn't changed.
So clarifying question, when was the door put in? Sometime between August of 2023 and October of 24. Do you remember?
It was after the flood.
23 flood?
23 flood?
Yeah, sorry, after the last flood, so July of 24.
Okay. Okay. Colin?
Yeah, most of my questions have been answered. Going back though to the question of any kind of record that there was a garage door here, I understand that you can't provide a picture from the 70s or anything like that. Are you able to provide a picture from when you guys were putting this in? Say, hey, you know, here's the old header, here's the old concrete, cutout. Is that at all visible, or did you guys cover that up when you put the door in?
No, we covered it up. Well, we didn't cover it up because it was where the door was. You know what I mean? It was.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So that's all the questions I have.
All right. Any other questions that have popped up? No? Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Is there anything that needs to be read into the record? So the board will go into deliberative session and render our decision. You're welcome to call Michelle in the morning to hear of our decision, and you will receive a written decision within 2 weeks.
Okay, do I still continue to leave the orange?
No, because that was just until the hearing. Then you'll get another one of those items.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much. Have a nice night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so I would entertain a motion to close this hearing.
I so
Motion to
moved.
close the hearing?
Oh, I think Jamie
Eeny,
reached
meeny,
me.
miny, moe. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion by Katrina, second by Colin to close this hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
And we have closed this hearing at 7:46 PM. Alrighty. I would like to entertain a motion to go into deliberative session.
I'll motion to go into deliberative session with the permit administrator present.
Second.
Motion by Krista, second by Liz, to enter into deliberative session, inviting the permit administrator to join us. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. And we are now in deliberative session at 7:47. Do you want to do a breakout room?
Hey, Sarah, I can check out. I don't need to stick around. This is Lisa.
Okay, that's your call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks.
I think if you just
think you guys are muted.
We did it again.
There you are. There you are. I can hear you now.
Man, that's why nobody raised their hand. We had a
The
motion.
rest of the session. That could have been fun.
We heard you typing away, man. You were busy. We had a motion and by Krista, second by Katrina, to come out of deliberative session. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Thank you. We are.
Look, they all.
They raised their hands this time. I was like, guys, come on. Add to your cheat sheet there, unmute when we come back into this room, into the main room, yeah, on your cheat sheet. Because that's, I think, what happened last time as well. All right, so it is 8:39. We are back in public session. I would entertain a motion regarding the application for Monty Properties LLC, 859 and 61 Summer Street.
I've got a motion to approve the sketch plan, including the waiver of dimensional requirements for the subdivision. That approval is conditional on the applicant submitting a survey and the full plan to the DRB within a year per regulations. It's also conditional on the permit administrator being allowed to approve any immaterial or non-substantial changes to the sketch plan without having to come back before the DRB for revision.
Do we have a second?
I'll gladly second that.
All right, we have a motion by Liz, second by Katrina. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that has passed unanimously. I would entertain a motion regarding the application for Barre Properties LLP.
I would like to make a motion to approve the application for conditional use of the garage door addition with the condition that the decision that the permit administrator be allowed to approve any immaterial or non-substantial changes to the criteria without having to come back before the DRB for revision.
Do I hear a second?
Do that.
It's also that.
All right, we have a motion by Krista, second by Jamie. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that has been approved unanimously. Next on the agenda, our next meeting will be the 2nd of January at 7 o'clock here at City Hall or on Zoom. The next item would be roundtable. We'll just go around. Katrina?
I have nothing.
Krista?
No?
Liz? Colin?
All out of words for the night.
Linda?
No.
Kendall? Jamie?
So maybe I'm going to be taking a class where I've got to look at the calendar. I might end up having to miss March and April, but hopefully not. But stay tuned. I may have to.
Okay. I also have nothing for roundtable, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, Linda, motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Linda, second by Krista. It's not debatable, and I declare us adjourned at 8:43 p.m. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you next
Hello,
month.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next
Planning on
month.
being gone.